Well, it is time for CyberCast IRL. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. What's up? It's time to get it done. It's 10 a.m. What is today? Today is Friday, November the 7th. I don't know why I say the date. I just kind of do because it's fun. But we get it done. We let you know where you're at. You don't want to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm having a heck of a morning this morning, everyone, though. Hopefully this will be a good show. But yeah, your boy's been like, allergies. I don't know who invented allergies, but that's dumb. I don't like them, and they need to go away. Claritin, laughs. Zyrtec, joke, right? All these things, they don't tend to work for your boy. But what are you going to do? But we're going to talk cyber today anyway. I don't care. Nothing's going to stop me. You can't make me. We're going to do the cyber thing because that's what I like to do. That's why I look forward to this every week. I already got a lot of great people in the chat hanging out with us this morning. I appreciate everybody showing up. If you're new to the show today, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of our little community. Hopefully you find yourself a home here and become a pillar in our community because we do have a lot of good times here. We have some fun, so hopefully you can enjoy the fun as well. That said, man, you know what I need to do today? I got to get straight to the morning pour because I don't know if you can hear me. I feel like I'm ready to just fall down into an abyss. Like I didn't get enough sleep or something, but I did. So that said, yeah, we're going to do the morning pour. My poor camo cup has started peeling. I might have to, but I'm not throwing her away. I'm not throwing her away. The Lord's camo will not go down without a fight. Anita Sailor says, can I be a stone instead of a pillar? No, I make the rules around here. You are pillars. That's how it works. I want to hear your garbage. Oh, man, this is fun. What are we doing today? So, morning pour. I told you, I'm out of it. Tech Grunt. Thank you so much, Tech Grunt. Pour. Exactly. For those of you that are new, we do this little thing called the morning pour. And what we do is we grab the Lord's camo here. It's full of ice cubes to make it chilly and delicious. I enjoy Monster Energy drinks, so we grab a Monster Energy drink out of the case and we give it a little ASMR pour in the morning. Today, it is Ultra Vice Guava. I felt guava-y today. I think this will give me just the kick in the pants that I need to get going. So let's get the crack-a-lackin', right? It had a nice little top fizz to it. There's fizz. Now let's get that pour rocking and rolling. Do this. Cup and pour. See how high I can get. Whoa. Going above your head is difficult. Splash them. Right in the face. Went under. Whoa. Okay, I got a little too exuberant there. There's still a little bit of room, and I still have a little bit left. But whoa, I put too much ice in today. But it was tasty. It smells good. I feel better. Oh, man. I got the rest of that in there and get the second baby pour. Baby pour. It wasn't much, but we need it. Ah, there we go. We're having fun now. Okay, I gotta, yeah. I got a little ice with that one. There you go. People are like, what kind of weird show have I found myself in? This guy's talking about Monster Energy drinks and ASMR and, a mighty fine crack, says Legrat. Right? Yeah, but it was a mighty fine crack. Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to check in with you, good chat. Now, if you're in the chat and you want to get my attention, this is the way to make it happen right here. You see how Hey Farats has added my name at Daniel Lowry, and he says, I just passed my CISA Plus exam. Your course on CISA Plus with that place that will not be named helped me a lot. Thank you a lot. Well, you're welcome a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you. CISA Plus is harder for me to deliver as a course and training than like Pentest Plus. By the way, if you need a Pentest Plus course, Daniel Lowry has one available for you at the Simply Cyber Academy. You can go there now. Link will be in the description shortly, because I don't know if I have it in there now, but I'll put it there so that you can avail yourself of that if you're looking for Pentest Plus. But that said, yeah, I've done CISA Plus as well. That would have been I don't know when I don't know when it's revving, or has it revved since I've done it, but there's a lot of work that goes into CISA because of all the defensive stuff. Building the tools, and it's not like there's like a BWAP for CISA Plus. There's no juice shop for CISA, or maybe there is. If there is, hey, everybody out there, let me know. Is there a pre-built VM or Docker container lab environment like I do with Websploit, like you do with Juice Shop or WebGoat or DVWA or anything that is blue team centered? And if not, maybe I'll build that, right? Just a Linux version that has some like blue team to like Snort installed, like Splunk installed. By the way, your boy, so start off, congratulations, K-Farad. Big win. We love celebrating wins here. I'm just trying to get my brain to work correctly today, so you'll hopefully forgive me. But we take a moment, everyone, congratulate K-Farad on that win, because that is a tough test. It's not fun to go through testing at all. And anytime you come out the other side with a victory, that deserves. To you, good sir. I assumed your gender. I'm sorry. But I'm so glad to see that. But yeah, along those same lines, I installed Splunk Enterprise on a Ubuntu server this weekend just because I'm like, I haven't done anything with that kind of stuff in a while. And then I built a Windows 11 VM and put in the universal forwarder. So I installed the universal forwarder onto that, and I got logs going for security logs, and then attacked RDP so I could see the logs and start playing with this. Was it SLP or SPL? I can never remember. Splunk programming language. I think it's SPL. Right? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, because every now and then you got to get your hands on stuff, right? Back to the show. It was a fun time, though. I had a good time doing it. You'll notice that also Wayne's Real World. Shout out to Wayne. What's up, Wayne? If I do miss, if you got a question or something, you want to bring something to my attention, this adding business is a really good way to do it. But I still miss things from time to time, especially today. I'm probably going to miss a lot. I'm so sorry. I'm just apologizing out of my out of the beginning here. But Wayne will try to help me like do that. He'll say, "Oh, Daniel, bring it to my attention. So-and-so is trying to ask you something. So-and-so's trying to get you to see something." A lot of great people in the chat today. We got Tech Grunt, my boy. I see Jesse Johnson is in the house. Legrat, of course, Cyber Research US. Rainin 9006. He says he only has one of those per week. Do we believe him? Generally, that is a true statement. But I like how you're like, you really think that's true? Listen, there was a time I was a fiend for these things. I mean, are you ever not a fiend for something that you're a fiend for? But I had to, for the sake of Danny Boy's health, cut back. So I go one a week. Generally, there are times when I indulge, but for the most part, I would say 48 weeks out of the 52, I do this, and this is where it is. And what's fun is you guys help me stay accountable to that, because I don't want to take from you. I don't want to rob you from watching me enjoy one of my favorite little guilty pleasures in life, with the poor and all that stuff. So I try to hold off for you good folks, because you guys seem to enjoy it. Tech Grunt's doing Ultraviolet on this Wednesday. We got Furious George in the house. Who else we got in here? Cyber Research, Noah Grayson. Code Brew Cyber, man. Not only IT, Cariadoc? I want to say Cariadoc. It sounds more proper. Cariadoc. I like it. Port Zero. What's up, Port Zero? Good to see you. Anita Sailor. Steve Young. Rainin. Man, everybody's coming in today. Good to see everyone. Justin DeJong. Chirp. Love it. Super Zoomy. Let's go, says Phil Stafford. Oh, man. So many cool people in here today. Victor Rosa, I saw you up there. Let's see here. That said, let's see what you guys are talking about. Let's get into some talking. What are we talking about today? Where were we at? Where would I have left off? I think I saw Morning Bro Jesse Johnson from Tech Ricky, the techiest of all the Rickies. Red B2W. Voodoo caught it live. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, you missed the pour. I'm so sorry. I should probably only do a half a pour and then do like a mid pour. That way we always, like for those that come in a little bit late, they can still get the pour because that happens a lot. This is, can we have a timestamp on the pour like 9:05? I always put a timestamp on the pour. Well, I say always. Generally, I always put a timestamp on the pour. 60% of the time, I put a timestamp on the pour every time. Right? James McQuiggan, what's up? Big J-Dog, what's my man in the house? It was great to see you at Simply CyberCon. It was absolutely a pleasure to hang out with everybody. Loved Simply CyberCon. Great time. Hang out with InfoSec Pat. Me and him got to know each other like super well because 11 hours in a car plus in the hotel room because we bunked up. It's a great way to get to know somebody. And I can say we're bros at this point. That's what's up. So yeah, good stuff going on here. No, Grayson says, you've been a busy guy lately. Thanks for making time for your streams. Yeah, I enjoy the streams. This is like catharsis to me. I need it. I need it so much. Without it, I would just spiral down into depression, and yeah, that would be bad for everyone. Let's see here. What's going on? What's going on? Oh yeah, I'm sorry you missed the pour. I will definitely timestamp this later today, so you can grab it. Anita Sailor says, are you using a VM to run the stream? So yes and no. So the stream that you're seeing right now, this is running on Windows on, this is Windows 11 Pro on Metal. Okay. But sometimes when I'm showing you stuff, that would be a VM a lot of times. Right. And I'll show, you know what? Full disclosure, right? You guys ready? Let me actually, I don't have it turned on. So I'll turn it on, give it just a second to boot up. I've got a VM server, which is a mini PC, one of those B-Link bad boys that I love so much. So what you're looking at right now, this is Windows 11, right? And you can kind of see that, right? There's Windows. Hey, Windows. Got everything going on down there. And now when I want to show you something kind of like demo-y, I will run this, right? Connect. Yes. And there you go. And I'm RDPing into a metal machine. So I am, my VM server is running Linux Mint. And let's get logged in. Oh, that was wrong. Oh man, I'm having trouble today. All right, so now I'm RDPing into Linux Mint, as you can see. It's going to complain for whatever reason. Like Mint has this weird little thing that it does, where when it kicks up with the Flatpak updater, it's going to ask me for my password that I have to cancel, and I always use like apt-get, and I rarely use Flatpak. Probably once a week I'll do the Flatpak stuff. And I'll cancel this. Then I'll come over here and go, no, I don't need you checking for this. I don't know why, but I always go to Workspace 4. And then I will fire up, yeah, cancel, thank you. I will fire up VMware Workstation. And then there's all my VMs, right? I got my Kali and things of that nature. So this Ubuntu server right here, that was the Splunk instance. So if I wanted to, I could start that up. And wait for that to kind of fire up. Off it goes. Off it goes. Come on. There we go. So, yep, Splunk login. So I think that's what I did. I don't know if I actually typed it correctly. Yeah, I think it was Splunk. And I think I just, oh yeah, I can't type my password correctly today. Yeah, here we go. So now I'm logged in. Funsies. And let's go fire up Splunk, right? So what is it? In user Splunk? Or was it opt Splunk. Yeah. And I think you got to go into bin. Yeah. And then just sudo /Splunk start. Password for Splunk. Of course, you need my password. There it goes. Rocking and rolling. So technically I'm RDP'd in, but this is a VM. So if I wanted to show you this, booyah, Splunk interface is ready to rock. I could then rock over here, grab this, and just go to, what is it? It's at 192.168.1.163, I believe, on port 8000. Is that where it's hiding? Unable to connect. What was the IP on that bad boy? Let's go look. IP-BR-CA. It's 162. 162. Booyah. And oh, look, got me some Splunk. So now it's like demo time. Hey, look at the demo. Demos are fun. Let's log into Splunk. And I don't know if that's right. I think it is. And booyah, Splunk time, right? Go to search, report, get some logs, have fun logging it up, you know, and you can start having a good time here. And of course, search history is always helpful. So if I wanted to look at this event log business, put it in there and search. Oh, this is because it's in the last 24 hours. Let's go for all time. And then give me that. No, what? What? Okay. All time, real time. Show me year to date. There you go. So now you got security logs. Yay. That's how that works. So that's what I do. That's how you see these things, my good audience. Hi. Where did my, okay, this is just in the way at this point. There you go. So that's how I do it. That's how you see all my demo stuff. That's how I demo stuff on my production stuff and everything like that. I'll have like that Kali machine. You saw a Kali VM there. It again, running RDP. I just RDP into it, full screen the thing, and it's really nice. And then you can kind of swipe through on virtual desktops. So it's a fun little setup. All right, let's see what you guys got going on this morning. Great question, Anita. Thank you for asking. Now you know a little behind the scenes on how Daniel builds labs and does stuff like that. Oh, Berg SSJ says he missed the pour as well. Don't worry, we're recording. Hopefully, right? Everything's recorded. I hope it is. That would be bad. It's like, oh, it's not actually there. Let's see what we got going on here. Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies, dark chocolate, of course. You know what I've always found funny about this will be funny. I've always found this interesting. So when Star Wars came out, who's George Lucas and Steven Spielberg's kind of like behind the scenes a little bit, right? I feel like he is. Maybe not with George. Maybe not on that. Definitely in Indiana Jones and stuff. But anywho, the idea of Star Wars is that the Empire are Nazis. They are Nazis. I'm like, right? They're literally a fascist regime. And I'm like, why does everybody like them so much? Why is everybody enamored with the dark side? Like recently, when they came out, no, everybody's like, dark side bad. We see exactly this. He's horrible. This Darth Vader guy is nothing but, Goebbels, and we've got the Emperor is obviously he just missing a little mustache, and that's what's going on here. But now it's like stormtroopers. I mean, they're literally called stormtroopers. Do we not see the irony in this? Do we not see that? And now, the fact that that's kind of Disney's flagship franchise at this point. Oh man, the world is a crazy place. So that's just fun to think about right there. Let's hit it. Let's see what else here. Looking for my name. There it is. Anita Sailors, do you realize you're on top chat instead of live chat? Yeah, I guess. No, I didn't actually. All messages are visible. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. I did not realize that. I don't know why it would have defaulted to that. Stupid. And now I can't even see. course, because I changed it, now I can't see your previous comments. So we're starting here. uh, oh, let's see here. Furious George says, I'm apologizing so much that I could join him up here in Canada for some pancakes and maple syrup. You're all good. You're doing great. Thank you much. It's just a morning. We got Kerry Chase, and he is asking a question. I'm going to try and do some exercises on Linux with PowerShell and going to put it on a Linux computer. What can I do to practice with automation? So, like, are you talking about, like, N8N automation, like that kind of thing? Or just creating scripts that kind of do stuff for you automatically? Let me know. I guess I can answer both. If you're talking about just creating scripts, I mean, Bash is your friend. I know everybody's like, oh, you got to learn some Python. Python's great. But honestly, your boy here started in Bash. It can do a lot. It can do quite a bit. And it's much more forgiving in a lot of ways. There's a couple little quirks to it, don't get me wrong. But it's built into just about every Linux operating system, right? And I know why a lot of people tell you Python, because it's much more portable, right? I can put it on Windows, I can put it on Linux, and I can put it on multiple flavors of Linux. It can be on Mac OS, it can be on Android, it can be and it runs. It's always Python. It's the same Python you learned no matter where you learned it. And it runs the same Python no matter where you built it and where it's running. So that's a good thing. So Bash is a little less portable because it's very strictly in the Linux systems, and then the tools that you use in your scripts might be specific to your environment as well. But still, it's a great way to get started. It's fairly easy to work with. As long as you understand some Linux, it's not really difficult to pick up the programming side of things, the scripting of making it do X, Y, or Z. And it's kind of fun to do. To me, it's almost like a puzzle to solve. Like, okay, I want to get this type of thing to work. Okay, first I would start with that. And that's kind of the big, you always start with the wide net, and then you start like narrowing things down. And then as you learn more functionality, like using case statements and if then and, loops and things of that nature, xargs and positional parameters and arguments and how to kind of deal with that stuff, then you're like, oh, I'm actually kind of doing some things. I got some power under the hood here. PowerShell kind of the same way, except it's a lot more clunky in my estimation. It's just, I can memorize some Bash pretty easily. I have a hard time memorizing PowerShell commandlets. But for those that have gotten really handy with that stuff, it is powerful. Like, don't get me wrong, PowerShell's what's up. I just don't like it. It's like every time it's like a fight with PowerShell for me. I'm like, oh, why do you have to do it this way? Why can't this be easier? I can't memorize all these things that you make me do just to get something simple done. Whereas Bash is like, do this little thing and then look, I got it. That's just one man's experience and opinions. You can feel free to disagree. That's fine. All right. So there you go. That's kind of, otherwise you're going like agentic AI stuff with N8N and things. That's going to be a bit more of a lift for you. All right, combo. Let's see here. Tech Grunt says, new graphics in Discord in general for TechNext. Oh, yeah, because I kind of teased we're going to do some TechNext today. We're doing pretty good on time, too. That's nice. I like that. That means we got time to get into TechNext. Karyadoc says, it is a combination of my name, Carrie, and Meriadoc from Lord of the Rings. Nice. That is some good nerding right there. I approve wholeheartedly. Love that. Legrat says, love the idea of a mid-roll pour. Yeah, maybe that's what we do next time. I do have a smaller cup. It's not camo, though, but it could be useful for doing two different pours. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. Victor Rosa. Hey, Daniel Lowry. How do you stay in love with IT or cyber? We are going through tough times and opportunities seem to be decreasing. Oh, man. Victor Rosa, you just kicked the hornet's nest, didn't you, brother? You did. So it's tough. It is tough out there. As someone who is actively looking for work, I have seen how difficult it is at this point in time. I was talking with Casually Joseph at Simply CyberCon. He's like, man, job market's an upside down turtle right now, ain't it? And it really is. It's tough. Anybody who says otherwise, it's weirdly, it's for odd reasons, right? Like, it's like all the entities that out there that would normally be hiring and doing things. We're at the end of a fiscal year, right? So they're waiting for budget, they're waiting for things. So that makes it tough. I guarantee that once the new year rolls around and they kind of get their feet going for 2026, we'll see an uptick, and that'll be good. But the roles out there, man, just in what they're asking for in the ghosting and the no callbacks and the multiple rounds of interviews that people can go through and be told, oh, this is going to be great. We're gonna love having you on, and then a day or two later you get, by the way, we went with someone else. That is tough. It is rough out there. It's a bloodbath. So how do I stay in love with cyber? How do I stay in love with IT? I remember that it's not the technology's fault, right? That's one of the things like that has honestly kept me on the rails. Is it's still fun to do a CTF. It's still fun to install Splunk and try to get it running and see if you can get things connected and start ingesting logs. And, oh, okay, I'm learning something new. Takes your mind off the fact that, and you're actually building skills while you're doing it. So for everything you do, for every spare minute you have that you're learning and getting hands-on and building labs and doing stuff, and you're adding something new to the resume that is increasing your probability of being the person that they don't overlook, that they don't ghost. Right? So that's me. It's like, okay, I'm just going to head down and plow through the problem, because what else am I going to do anyway? What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. I mean, if you need work, just go get work. That's all there is to it. I have some savings right now, so I'm using my savings to pad me in. Hopefully that'll be enough to find me full-time work or work as a contractor. I don't care. At this point, it's like, someone's got a cool job and they think Daniel's a good fit for that, reach out to me, let me know. Well, let's have a conversation. If it's pen testing, if it's contracting, if it's doing tabletops and, threat modeling or whatever. I've got a wide variety of skills beyond just the training things. But if you need an internal trainer, I can do that. I can deliver. It's like we all have these different skills. I'm also starting to gain more experience, to start adding new experiences to my resume by I have engaged with my church to do a full security sweep of their technologies, right? I mean, starting with asset discovery, software and hardware bill of materials, going through, like, they don't even know what they do. They don't have a network diagram. They don't have a spreadsheet with IPs and devices, serial numbers, all this stuff. We're working from the ground up, which is kind of cool, and it's going to be fun. And I'm going to be teaching their people as we go how to actually defend and have something stood up so that they can get alerts and things of that nature and collaborate and know what's going on with their network. It's no longer this business of, we just kind of installed things as we went. And that is a common thing to do. And there's a ton of organizations like churches and 501c3s and the nonprofits that could really use people's help. And right now, if you ain't got work, but you could use some experience for that, great way to go, right? So I highly recommend you reach out and do that. And that has kept the fire going for me. And if I would be lying if I said there aren't times when you're just like, what's the point, right? That negative Nelly inside your head, you just got to shut them up. We have that in us to help us avoid danger. I think that's what it's all about, is to see, like, well, there's danger. And if this isn't helping, it's just your internal person trying to get you to move into something that is. But it's not a very logical person in a lot of ways. So you go, cool, I hear what you're saying, little negative Nelly. But I'm going to marry that with some logic, and we're going to think through whether or not that's a good thing. And maybe it is, and maybe it's not. I have backup plans to my backup plans. Listen, if it comes down to it, man, I'm about to pull out an early tech next year. Your boy's getting in a pilot car, and I'm going oversized load escorting all day long, because it's good business. make money, and I can do other things on the side while I do that. But got to have plans. And if you're looking to stay in love with IT, don't let the job market be your litmus test on whether or not you like IT. If you're passionate about IT, it's because you like technology. If you're passionate about cyber, it's because you like the defensive and offensive things that you can do in that space. It's cool to you. So let that be your love, and don't let the job market come in and taint that well for you. Okay? That's what I do. That's what I try to do anyway. That's my advice. I know it's tough out there, and we're just all praying it gets better. Hopefully that will happen soon. Oh, let's see here. K Farats asks, oh, it's at 10:30. We're at the mid-roll. Okay. What cert can I pass after CISA Plus? Depends on what you want to do. Yeah. If you're wanting to continue down that road of defensive stuff, start looking at things like CISSP, or what do they call it now? Security X used to be CASP, right? CASP Plus, but now it's Security X. You can go Security Blue Team online. There's, SAL 1. There's a lot of stuff out there on that Blue Team side of stuff. Start picking up certs that are industry certs. Go get a Splunk cert. Go get an Azure cert on Sentinel or something to that effect. You know what I mean? What are the AZ 900s or so, whatever it is? I'm not great at remembering that stuff. But there you go. Get to some Palo Alto certs. That can be a good way to go. Looking for my name. So, Furious George, I run VMs in a similar way. My main OS is Endeavor OS, and I RDP into my Windows server, Hyper-V. Yep, that's what's up. Noah Grayson, do you know if the course is enough to pass the cert or exam? Oh, you're talking, that's Ultraviolet, not Noah Grayson. You guys having a little conversation. Keep going. Don't let me stop you. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interject. Here we go. My name. Thank you for showing me that, says Anita Sailors. You are absolutely welcome. And good morning, Space Tacos. What is up? Glad to have you here. So you see it jump. You saw it jump, right? Space Tacos. Where did Space Tacos go? There we go. I think this is where we were. Yep. Bam. Changing culture. Indeed. Gotta change the culture, I guess. Carrie says, thank you, Daniel. I forgot about Bash. Every day, everybody wants to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out with everybody forgot about Bash. I guess I will learn Bash and bash the computer. Cool. I do understand Linux. Then it'll be a much easier time getting into things. Let's see here. Space Tacos. Daniel Lowry, would it be okay if I used your name in a book that I'm writing? I think you should be the king of IT department at the high school. Let me know what you think. That's funny. You want to use? Okay, I'll think about it. I'll hit you up in Discord or something. Yeah, honestly, my first inclination is like, I don't care. But, let's see here. Carrie says, then you can get a job with Bash if you learn it. Yes, you can put that on your resume, and they might like, hey, we need someone. PowerShell is Windows. Ew. Taste that. You taste that? That tastes just like Windows, and I'm not a fan. Tech Ricky says he feels the same way about PowerShell. It makes my brain hurt. Yeah, I don't like some of it makes sense, but other parts are just like, what are we doing? Why is this? How would anyone memorize these things unless you're just doing it all the time? I'm not going to attempt this screen name here, NASUHSG. When we are doing an external pen test, should we use a VPS to clear our trace, or is there another way to hide it? Is there another way to hide it? I mean, proxies and stuff. Like when you're talking about your trace, what are you talking about? So, yeah, a little more detail on that. What do you mean by your trace? Tech Run, that's some good nerding right there. Yep. Approved. I especially enjoyed the Chuck Norris facts about. I do as well. I do. They're so much fun. Those things are so fun. My favorite, I think my favorite Chuck Norris facts right now is Chuck Norris can rub two fires together and make a stick. I need one that's similar to that. You guys are just grabbing my name here. Good, okay. Anita Sailor's like, yeah. Oh, are you pointing to something? Are you saying, oh, that's good to know. I actually do. Would you be interested in being an independent pen tester? It was posted on the SWFLB B-Sides Discord. Reach out to me. Reach out to me in like a DM somewhere. LinkedIn, Discord, whatever. We'll talk. Moving on. Tech Grunt is Daniel Lowry is preaching the gospel. Preach the cute church choir. Yeah, I will make you believe. Noah Grayson says, I'm such a sweet guy. Thank you much for that. It's so kind of you to say. I try to be kind to everyone, even with people I don't agree with. I'm not saying that, listen, I've got an anger issue that I have had to learn to control. And I've learned that you just kind of like talk to people, and even when they're disagreeing with you vehemently, that they don't necessarily hate you. They just don't like your argument, and they're passionate. And I'm the same thing, right? So just remember, at the end of the day, you're talking to another person. People are people. And it would take a lot to get me to make you like, well, I don't really like that person. And even if I don't like you very much, I would always be kind. I would always be cordial. You'd have to hurt my kids or something to really bring the old Daniel out. I mean, that's that. At that point, I don't care. I'm going to jail, I guess. Port Zero says, great idea, Daniel. I've been out of work for 9 months. God help you, son. I said, the hell with it. I'll start my own business. Yeah. I mean, at what point that's what you do, right? Just start doing what you can and building your personal brand. Because if you've got a business, that makes it a little bit easier, right? You're saying, well, I'm building the business. It's not about me. It's about my business. For whatever reason, we all have a hard time promoting ourselves. And then, of course, imposter syndrome kicks in. It's such a pain, right? And with that business part of it, you start to go, well, I can project onto the business the promotion, but it's you, right? Because it's your business. I hope that works well, man. I hope it really works out for you. I hope something cracks for you. If anybody knows of something that Port Zero can do, you hear of anything, reach out to them. You guys get together and make it happen. Rainin 9006 says, if I'm learning something, I follow a tutorial on YouTube or some platform, but then what? I didn't do that project. I followed someone else. What would you do to say you did it? Okay, that's a good question. I like this question a lot. So you definitely start there. You start at follow along, right? We're going to follow the bouncing ball because you don't know what you don't know. You got to get the thing to work. And even when you're following, listen, I followed many YouTube tutorials my own self. And a lot of times in those tutorials, they assume something, they forget to explain a piece. And you're like, how did you get from here to there? You just did a huge jump. And I don't know what happened in the middle of those two things. And you have to figure that out. So you still probably will have to do some figuring. Or even if you're following along perfectly, it might not do what you think it should do or what they're showing you it should do. So you got to get in there and figure out, why is that not working? So there is still some learning that gets done that is all on you, even when you're following the bouncing ball on a tutorial. Those are great. You got to start there. Then you move into, okay, I know what I want to do. Maybe I don't go watch a tutorial first. I try. I'm going to try first. Let's say you're going to stand up snort, right? I want to do IDS business. I'm going to do some stuff, IDS. I'm going to look at the documentation because here's the fun facts. All right. When I worked as a systems administrator, a lot of times I got laid a duty on me to go, hey, well, that was a fun, I laid a duty on me. That's Daniel. Take a drink. Jeez. It's not that kind of show, kids. I was given the duty to install. That still didn't work. Anyway, I'm not going to use the word duty anymore. I was given the responsibility to install things that were new technologies or whatever. And guess how I did it? There wasn't YouTube tutorials. There was documentation and Stack Overflow and the internet, and that's how you got stuff done. There was no YouTube University. You just figured it out. So start there. See how far you can get down that road. First, follow the installation documentation and then run into problems and go, why isn't that working? And then go into the internet and say, hey, I'm trying to install this. Nowadays, you're even more blessed because you got things like ChatGPT, and you can literally copy paste swaths of stuff that you're doing right into ChatGPT and go, here's the error I'm getting. Why is that? And it goes, oh, I can see the errors, blah, 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 blah. And it kind of starts steering you in the right direction. Trust me, I've done this. It's not perfect, but it can at least, as you continue to refine your prompts, which is another good skill, you'll get eventually, you're going to go one of two ways. You're going to find your way to the mountaintop, or you're going to find out that ChatGPT still has its limitations, or at least the stuff that we have access to, and it starts chasing its tail. And you go, okay, I need to start over, and I need to start figuring out where things are going wrong and troubleshooting that and seeing if I can't get past that. And then it's YouTube videos. Okay, I'm at this. It's not working. What am I not doing right? So it's all the things, and that project is yours. I'm sorry. That's what I feel about that. Even if you did follow YouTube, it's still you that did it. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out there. Wayne's Rule says, that is what I did for the GRC after passing my CISSP. Okay. Awesome. I'm so far removed from the context of that one at this point, Wayne, that I don't know what you're talking about. Alicia Grimm. Is it Alicia or Alicia? How do you handle the impatience to learn more faster? Man, that's a tough one. You and your questions. You always have these like super, you guys are you're really grilling me today. I said, you want to learn it all, but you're slow because I take notes so I can remember what I'm even doing so I can go back when I need it. So slow. Yeah, I suffer from this as well. The deep learning happens for me in that slow, taking notes, screenshots, documentation, step by step, not moving on until I feel I have conquered something, or at least feel like, okay, I understand this to enough extent that I could at least give an elevator pitch on what that is. Sometimes I've realized that that's helpful because I do understand stuff. It's also a hindrance because we're going slowly, and a lot of training that I've taken or a lot of things that I'm trying to learn, they don't give you the connection to the end piece on how that's relevant until you get farther down the road. But of course, you're slow rolling because you're trying to learn, and you're like, why aren't they explaining? And you feel like you don't understand it because they haven't told you how it fits into the bigger picture yet. This is the difficulty with training. So I always try to say, hey, this piece right here doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense at this point. It will down the road. So hit the I believe button and move on. We'll get there. And I'll bring it back to this. So when I'm doing training, that's what I try to do. I try to recognize where those pieces are and go, I know this doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Just these are the things you need to know about this right now. In 4 or 5 episodes, you're going to see this again, and I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to call back. I'm going to bring it home, and it's all going to make sense. So don't spend too much time here. Don't camp out. Understand these 3, 5 bullet points, whatever the case is, and let's keep going. Don't lose your momentum. That's what a good instructor does. That's on us as instructors. So if your instructor's not doing that for you, or if the courseware that you have isn't doing that for you, that's a weakness in that course. And you can reach out to those organizations. You paid money for this. And you can say, hey, great information in here. Here's how you can improve. There were times when I found myself spinning my wheels because I didn't understand what was going on, and I didn't realize, because you didn't tell me, that stuff was going to be more relevant down the road and at what point it was going to be relevant so that I could feel comfortable with moving on. So please, that would be great for people like me who feel like they need to understand it at the point that you introduce us to it before I move down the road, and keep them from making the same mistake I did, right? So you absolutely can tell companies what you don't like about their training. Do it in a constructive way. Of course, you don't want to be that person who's like, training sucks, yo. Oh, you're stupid, and everybody here is dumb, and your trainer, I think he's probably some sort of, deviant in some way, shape, or form. Just ad hominem arguments against the training itself. Give them specific things that you did not like and that you feel could be improved so that they can improve it. And then if they don't, well, then you go, I'm probably not going to go with them again. I'm going to go find somebody else. So, and I know that can, anyway. Where are we at? Thank you, Tech Grunt. Thank you, Wayne's World, for making sure that I saw that question, because it was a good one. Tech Grunt wrapping his new single, Forgot About Bash, coming soon to Spotify. All right, where are we at? We got about 14 minutes to go. Yeah, duty. You guys are funny. Let's see here. Fun fact, Daniel Lowry can rub 2 0 days together and make a patch. What is my thought on CGRC from ICE? I have no idea. I have no thoughts on that. I don't even know what it is. I'm not a GRC person, honestly. Right? Certified GRC, I would assume that's what that is. ISC squared, I've never spent a lot of time in that space, so I'm not really the person to ask Super Zuni. I appreciate the question. I don't know anything about it. So there's that. Let's see here. Where we at? A TCP or OSI model? OSI. For the win. And you know why I say that? Because that's what everybody is going to test you on. There you go. Whether or not it's a better model, I don't know. I don't have that level of care. Yeah, good one, Carrie, that a Cobra bit Chuck Norris, and after 5 days of excruciating pain, the Cobra died. I can rub 2 ghosts together and get a monster. Good one, Tech Ricky. I love that one. That's a good one. Request a new fact, hold my monster. That's right. Good stuff. Okay, here's one from that KQL guy. Do you have any tips on handling office politics, i.e., getting leadership behind security team, getting other IT teams, devs to patch or assist with remediation efforts? I found that you start with verbal abuse and then move on to the more physical. Yeah, it's a good way to go. I'm kidding, by the way. That's a joke. Backhanded compliment. Yeah. You want to go passive aggressive, act like you're their mother-in-law. Just judge them silently from a distance. That tends to work with other things. Right? But honestly, though, handling office politics, I'm not great at that. Just going to put that out there. I am not phenomenal at handling office politics. I'm the kind of person I just want to do stuff. I just want to get work done. Why are we politicking for position and this and that and the other? It's like, come on, man. I ain't got time for that. Now, when it comes to getting leadership behind the security team and getting other IT teams, specifically like devs, to patch or assist with remediation efforts, I have found that one of the best things you can do is reach out to them and say, hey, how can I help make security an easier lift for you? Right? Because we've noticed that, you guys kind of don't always follow the security policies that we have in place. And maybe they're difficult to understand. Or is that the problem? Like, where's the issue? You always kind of throw the monkey back on yourself, but you're really trying to get to the root of the issue. Because if you can find, it's root cause analysis, right? You're social engineering and root cause analysis and threat modeling your own people to go, why is this a thing that you don't want to do? You see, the problem is buy-in. They don't care. Me and my friend Justin, I got to get Justin on the show. Because we used to have these kind of conversations all the time. The problem is like, why should I care? It doesn't affect me if we have a data breach. I don't care. even if it's my fault, nowadays we got this whole like, oh, even if I click the link, I'm not going to get fired thing. So I'm clicking links like it's going out of style. So you got to get them to care. And sometimes that can just be because they like you. You ever thought of that? Right? Because they like your team. You're doing stuff for them. Hey, we're gonna try to help you out. What do you guys need? Anything we can help you with? And the same goes for the C-levels. The same goes for your leadership team. They don't know that they should care as much. What they care about is the business. They care about profits. They care about products, sales. That's the stuff that they're interested in because that directly affects how well their business is running. And if the business doesn't run well, you go out of business. So you can understand from their perspective, that's what's important. They see you coming over here and go, hey, we need to spend this much money and that much money and this much money. And they go, cool. What does it do? And you go, well, it keeps us secure. It keeps a data breach from happening. They go, have we had a data breach so far without those things? And you go, well, no, but, and they go, why do I care? That's the gap you got to breach. And that is difficult, but if you're constantly just kind of every time you can showing them how they should care about that, if you can make that connection with them, and maybe that comes from a demonstration, maybe a lunch and learn, maybe you go to your manager and say, hey, next time you're in a meeting with them, here's a really good way. Or maybe you are that person that's in the meeting with them. Go, hey, I wanted to point something out and check this out. This is really cool. You're going to love this. And you can explain it to them in a way that they understand, that meets them where they live when it comes to business. And that's going to be the best way to do it. When it comes to office politics, man, that's just stuff. Don't get involved. That's no bueno. All right, moving on. We've only got 8 minutes to go. How does one prepare for B-Sides Tampa? Man, I just bring myself and prepare to talk a lot because we love hallway kind of B-Sides Tampa, but great talks there. Take notes. You got to try a little tenderness to Space Taco. That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm reading it in my mind and not actually out loud. Space Taco says, the way Daniel Lowry just says, you got to, made me think of that song. You got to try a little tenderness. Yeah. Funny. All right, kids, it is time. I told you we were going to do it again because it was fun last time. Let me just bring this up here. We are going to have some fun, and we are going to do, dun. Let me get a browser up here. We're going to do TechNet News. What's up? All right, now let me just go ahead and get into character. All right, Florida man, right? Natty Ice, trucker hat. Bib overalls, Carhartts, F-150s. All right, I'm in fishing. That's right. Reading's dumb. That's where we're at now. Welcome to the show, everybody. TechNet News, ready to do some stuff. We're going to have a good time today. I got actually a couple articles for us to take a look at. Let's start with this one. Let me copy that, put it in old Paste-a-roo. Paste and go. Do it, browser. DuckDuckGo, my new favorite browser of all time. CrowdStrike. We all know CrowdStrike is. Gave me one hell of a day, that's for sure. Cybersecurity report highlights a spike in physical attacks on privileged users. We're talking about, you talk about like a tail whipping? Like that's what's going on here? Someone showing up out of the dark all fentanyled up and being like, hey, here's what's up, man. I'm going to need that password. I'm going to work you about the head and shoulders with this lead pipe. Is this what we're talking about here? Let's go in, man. We'll CISOs now have to plan defenses for attacks with guns and knives, said one consultant. Man, I hope to God. I'm just praying right now. I wish a man would show up with a gun and knife. Listen, I'm Florida boy, right? You think I ain't strapped? I hope you understand that if a knife or a gun comes out toward my direction, toward my person, you better be ready for a volley your way as well. And I've seen that the human body can take all sorts of hurtful pain before it actually stops functioning well enough to defend itself. So, yeah, I might take one, but you're going to get one back. I'm just going to throw it out there. All right, so it's given a new meaning to the term brute force. Yeah, I'll show you some brute force, son. Listen, I grew up with this boy went to high school, man. He'd tear your arms off. He's just a shaved gorilla. That's all it was. So go ahead and tangle with my boy. Go ahead and see what happens. I've been throwing pulpwood since I was 12 years old. All right? Let's see here. When tracking cyber attacks since last year, the CrowdStrike report also found that physical attacks and kidnappings have increased dramatically. Listen, here's what's up, man. You kidnap me, I guarantee you're going to be asking how much money you can give them to give me back. That's all there is to that. I'm going to be the worst captive you ever had in your life because in my mind, this is it. I'm done. I'm cooked. You're just going to, even if they pay or you get what you want, I'm a dead man. So I'm going to make this the worst. If it's a bad experience for me, what's stopping me from making it a bad experience for you? Yeah, you're probably going to whip my tail a bit, but I don't care. That's right. If I got to bite you in the kneecap, that's what's I'm going to pretend to be all weak and oh, please don't hurt me. And it'd be like, yeah, I got you now. And I'm just going to be working that knee. I'm just going to be ripping that shin meat off and spitting it in your friend's face. Be like, yeah, mouthful of, it's going to be a hideous scene. That's what you're dealing with. I am a Tasmanian devil at that point in time. Back to the story. Let's see here. In January 2025, threat actors kidnapped and attempted to extort co-founder of Ledger, a prolific cryptocurrency wallet vendor. See, it's a cryptocurrency, man. It's got it's the fentanyl of cyber, right? They love that crypto. It's like, boy, y'all got that crypto? I got to have it. I got 2 crypto wallets, man. Just put something in one of them. I need it. Like, what's wrong with you? I mean, I get it. It's like big money. Let's see here. And although the threat actors in this case, yeah, and numerously, reading's dumb. And I don't do it very well because I only went to the 3rd grade. Although the threat actors in this case and numerous others have been arrested, the threat persists. Between January 2025 and September 2025, similar incidents occurred in Europe, 13 of which occurred in France. Well, there's your problem. You're over there in that European country. Come over to America. You don't see none of this is happening in the good U.S. of A. now, do you? It probably does, but not in the South. Yeah, so. Because, man, I would just take you out in the Everglades and feed you to an alligator. That's all there is. I will chop you up. And I got to wrap you in pork, too, because they don't really like human flesh. Not that I mean, so I hear. So I hear that they're not a fan of the taste of the human body, so you got to wrap them in pork so that they'll actually eat you. That's the word on the streets. Anyway, cybersecurity consultant says they have been hearing similar reports of increased violence to gain system access for quite some time. I'm seeing both an increase in the use of cyber attacks as a distraction for real-world thefts and attacks and the combined use of cyber and physical means to achieve criminal objectives. Man, is this guy is he getting paid by the word? What the hell is going on with his statement? That's one giant run-on sentence, man. Come on, calm it down there. Take you a little sip, get your cup out, and a little natty ice, man. All right, let's see here. Gives a new meaning to brute force attacks. Yeah, it does. Brute force you. I'll show you brute force. Former federal prosecutor who today serves as executive director of former Gov, whatever, blah, blah, blah. As a result of both organizations and individuals already deepening their focus on physical security and executive security. So that means they're getting guards. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. I got some boys, they hurting for work right now, but they will straight up wreck a fool that come up hard up on you. If you need somebody, I know some guys, Earl, his friend Billy. Billy's a little dim, but he got that dummy strength. He crazy, right? He don't stop. I mean, you might actually catch a charge. I'm not going to lie. If you put Billy on your security team. So you might want to put some sort of clause inside of his contract that if he goes over the line, which he will do, then, you're not indemnified or whatever when it comes to that. I don't know legal jargon, but I feel like that's something that's legal people say. Could be. So just buyer beware when it comes to hiring Billy. Just throwing that out there. All right. What else? Looks like Art Cooper, principal security consultant at Trusted Sec. Shout out to Trusted Sec, Dave Kennedy's crew. What's up? Said his key, albeit flippant, recommendation for executives who could be physically threatened by criminals trying to gain access data is get a shotgun. Heck yeah, Mossberg, baby, right? Got to get that camo on there. Ooh, it's nice. It's nice. Shotguns are great. I love them. They're phenomenal. Get you some ducks. Nice. I don't know if that's necessary. Well, I mean, if someone pulls a gun out on you, then they got what they got coming. I'm just going to say it. That's how we roll down here in the Deep South. So, it looks like that's going to be a problem for some people, and you got to start worrying about that old personal protection. And there you go, kiddos. This has been Tech Neck News. Hope you enjoyed it. I got to get out of character now and become me again. Let's go check chat. We're at 11 o'clock, but let's check in with the chat. See what you guys thought of this here. Oh, that's the wrong button, Daniel. There we go. Let's get into, we'll check your comments and we'll call it a day. Okay, here we go. That's right, Technics. He's doing my character. Need some dip. I do need some dip in a spit cup, FedEx. You are absolutely correct on that. Oh, the Daniel Improv Hour. You ain't kidding. That's right. What's your thoughts on the new 142 update for Edge and Chrome? Watching your screen? Yeah, that's Brian. No. The answer is no. And I don't use Edge or Chrome most of the time. I'm using Firefox or Brave. Let's see here. TechRun. Wowee, it's time to kick the code and light these nodes. Raise root, praise loot. I love this. What do we got going on here? You think I ain't strapped? That's right. I'm just telling you. Reading's dumb. Yeah. That is a true statement made by a friend of mine who said, man, reading's dumb. Let's go fishing. And he, to this day, does not get to live that down. Justin DeDong, as a former law enforcement, my moment has come. I bet you won't. That's what's up. That's not a knife, it's a spoon. Well, they're so high they don't realize it. So that's what's going on. Daniel the cable guy. That's funny. Good one, Wayne. FedEx, you need to make a sure strap. Big difference is you're on the other coast of the U.S. LOL. Okay, let's see here. Shaved Gorilla. Yeah, that's no joke. I knew some kids, and it's like they were like 35-year-old men with kids, and yet they're in like 11th grade. You're like, what is going on here? Oh, you're welcome so much, Alicia. Bro, I can't be laughing this hard at work. Space Tacos. LMFAO, Danny boy. That's good. I'm glad you guys enjoy this stuff. It is fun to do. You're killing them. I'm killing them. Good. It's so epic. I want all day long, like where this is the information in a redneck talk where I should do a whole talk. I'm going to submit the tech neck talk for like B-Sides Tampa or something. Let's see here. So epic. Breathe. Can't breathe. Tech neck news. Having fun. I'm having fun. Yeah, buddy. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. I'm glad everybody's having fun. Because that's what I want to do. It makes me feel better. Hopefully it makes you feel better. Makes your day a little bit better. You walk away with a good laugh. We all had a great time. Oh, man. Glad I got to hit up a live video. I'm so glad you got to show up too, Keith Sloan. Good to have you here today. The Tech Run says the entire office just heard laughing from Tech Neck News. Now they are looking at me like a weirdo. Absolutely worth it. Totally worth it. Lots of fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you hanging out, talking with me. I hope we had a good time. I hope it was cathartic for you that are out there. You know how it is. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough these days. We come together. We build together as a community. Until next time, everyone. Keep hacking.